Testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. I'm recording all of this because I can see it's going to be a problem. So I was recently banned off of the Dynasty Realism Discord. I'm not too sure why, because as far as I know, I have done everything in my power not to destroy rules, because destroying rules destroys my community, which negatively impacts me, which negatively impacts my people, which is just a problem. So I don't understand what's going on, but let me try and tell the full story before it becomes a problem. Here we go. Let me just do this, turn this up, there we go. I hope you guys can see everything. I have turned absolutely everything up. This is my desktop. Hello, welcome. It is dirty, it is not fun. To put this over here so you can see it. So, I was banned for the following 2 rules: do not knowingly commit incest and metagame. So I'm going to address both of them and we can go. This is to do with my Blooming Buds Titan community, which is this one. So yeah. It's a bit of a shitstorm at the moment. Everyone is going crazy here in chat, but let's take a look at why I was banned first. So, do not knowingly commit incest, which is 9.1.2, 7.4. Metagame is not allowed. Metagaming includes, but is not limited to, using Discord information, information gathered by players, other characters, information found in chat, stream sniping to locate other players to hunt. This includes switching to revenge kill. Here they point out that I run the Blooming Buds Discord bloodline. There's been multiple findings of metagaming, which they haven't listed, so that I can try and justify for our Iron Boar contest, which yes, I did host, and I will show you about that. It goes against our rules, which was never pointed out 4 months ago during our first one. They've been given permission of high staff to implement 8.4 rule, which is an immediate ban or removal from the server. I'm allowed to appeal it, so I am busy on my appeal. Here is my massive appeal. It's a long read, but I'll take you guys through it. So there's all the servers, the rules broken, my player number, and my appeal. So I'm not going to read everything. I'm just going to leave it up on the screen for you to take a look. I will probably screenshot it as well before I send it off. But here we go. Have a good read quickly, but we're going to walk through it, and I'm recording everything so that there is evidence of everything when the poo-poo hits the fan. Okay, so I hope you guys are reading. If you're not, don't worry, I will take screenshots because it's a lot. And then here I provided links and information. Okay, cool. So let's go back to my Discord. This is our Blooming Buds dedicated Discord over here. I'm going to take you to it, and we're going to first look at the incest issue, right? So, we have this nifty channel here called a nesting log dump, where once you nest, please put your nest in here so that I can record it on our massive family echo bloodline. Let me log into that. Sorry, I don't want you guys to see my login details, because that would be awkward if you could log into my bloodline and destroy it. But here we go. Here is our massive family echo bloodline. It is ginormous. We are 1,261 known recorded titans, starting by our founder over here, and if I zoom out you can see it is absolutely ginormous. Okay, so once someone nests in my server, I ask them to dump their bloodline log over here so that I can record it, take a look at it, record who's in the nest, put down nesting links, names, all of that. So I'm going to go to the very top of our channel and we're going to check all the links I am unable to click on now because I have been removed from the Dynasty Discord. Okay, so you can see here that this is how we do it. If I say a tick, it's yes. If I haven't, it's been rejected. Could be no relations, could be that I haven't updated this, that also like incest things I'm not going to necessarily reject, but I will record them and you will be asked not to do one. So, here we started. Cool. Here's people posting their links already on their own. Here's all of my nests. Here's one of our founders' nests. Okay, I can't click on anything because when I try and click on it, it's going to tell me I'm not part of that server anymore. But don't worry, all of this is recorded in our bloodline and I will show it to you as well. So, I'd like to go down to our first 2 instances where I wasn't sure of a titan. You can see this question mark here. I wasn't sure of these titans. I realized that these are our 2 titans pop. Let me go to it so I could show it to you. It was pop and Candy. So here's Pop and her sister Lolly. There you go. Those two are the two titans of those question marks. If you don't believe me, you can see here it's by Lizard, which is Lorex, and Lolly, which I think was, it's Fletchy. Maybe I wrote that wrong, my apologies, but yeah. So there's Lolly, there's Pop. Oh, here they are, Lorex and Lizard. Okay, so I wasn't sure if they were part of our bloodline anymore because they changed their bloodline to Candy Basket, which they're allowed to do according to bloodline rules. So that's why they got question marks there, but everything was sorted out because they were still technically related to Blooming Buds because they come from my male Portwoods over here. So cool, those were the two instances. I'm not sure, and that's why it still got recorded. Let's keep going down a little bit, okay? Hear me asking, please don't forget to put your nests here. Okay, these two were rejected. I can't show you now, of course. This person has unfortunately also left our Discord due to the controversy. But these two were nests that didn't have eggs. I don't record a nest if it doesn't have eggs because what must I put here? Where do I put the kids if there's no eggs? Okay, let's keep going down. Me asking people again to please put their nests. Here I'm asking people, please don't link your family tree. Please link your nests because it's difficult for me to go to a family tree and then have to log stuff. At this point, I didn't have anyone helping me doing this, by the way. I had done it all on my own. Here they're actually sending my bloodline. That's fantastic. Let's keep going. Let's keep looking at it. So, this was the issue here. So this player has left our Discord, I assume now because of the controversy, and they were probably banned for this incest here, unfortunately. I cannot prove it because I can't go to the Dynasty Discord now to show you. But yeah, this was a Gen 4 and Gen 5 nest, which means they were technically second cousins that were nesting. Can you just give me a moment, Mom? I'm just busy with something. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, sorry, that was just my mother. She's just coming to say good morning to me. I just realized I was muted on Discord. I don't know if that makes a difference for the recording. It is pretty early in the morning here for me. I literally woke up to this. Anyways, so yeah, here you can see it's an issue with a nest here. This is a little incest because although they were second cousins, they were two generations apart. You can see here, I already point out, hey, just be aware, this is a little incest. Like, please don't do that. This one over here is, I believe, the nest also that I'm being accused of incest, which was a founder, which is generation 1, nesting with a generation 15. Why is our founder generation 1 in our blood tree and not, generation 0? Because this is technically our founder over here. I found the original person who started Blooming Buds, which means our founder is actually generation 1. And this nest is actually, yeah, quite an issue. Let me find her. I can show it to you. This is my nest, which I believe is what I'm being accused of for incest. So you can see here, here's my dinosaur, Lucasi, and here is Luna Star, our founder, and there's her father, Ziki, which is technically her, I think, uncle. So you can see that we are nieces here. If I expand this, you can see exactly how the family tree goes. If I click on him and I click on his show relation, you can see it is technically his grandson. So it is a bit of an issue that a grandson and a founder nested together. This was pointed out, but if you look at our generation count from this person, from location to him, it's 15 generations. Which, if you take into human generations considering, that's about 450 odd years between these two. Of course, there isn't really 450 odd years, there's just 15 generations, which in animals I guess could be closer. But even so, 15 generations apart, technically, according to how animals and husbandry works, I live on a farm and I breed with show pigeons. This should not cause any genetic issues. As it's not direct incest, it's not line breeding. If you don't know what line breeding is, it's when you breed mother and father together or father and daughter together or whatever. So yeah, this is the only recorded incest that I have personally on one of my titans. And I do not see it as incest because they're simply too farly related. So that's that nest. I think that also addresses my accusation of incest, and I do not believe it is fair. and I do not believe that it is correct, because that is not truly incest when you're 450 odd years apart in generations, or 15 generations, yeah. You can see here I also pointed out that this is also an incest nest over here. This was an unknown incest done by one of our players and only pointed out when I started to record it. A generation 2 nesting of a generation 5 isn't too bad. It's like nesting with your second cousin. Although it can cause genetic issues, especially if your kids then decide to breed with, say, your cousin's kids, then yes, it will cause issues. But in animals, 5 generations apart, again, it ain't causing incest, it ain't causing genetic issues or genetic diversity. In fact, it could, increase genetic diversity, because you're allowing for 2 strong traits to be bred together. Luckily, after I pointed it out, this person hasn't done it again, so we're okay. These are the sister pair that I was telling you about, Lolly and Pop. So here was the same issue, because they obviously nested with the same male. I'm not too sure how I can be held responsible for them nesting with another male, especially because I wasn't part of that nest. This was in the evening. I might have been home. I don't know if I was home, but if I was, I do apologize that I didn't spot it sooner. I can't exactly be here 24/7. Okay, so let's go back down. Where were we now? Let's go back to... Oh, I've clicked the wrong button. Sorry. I'm a little bit of a klutz. It's okay. We'll just go all the way back up to Lolly and Pop. Here we are. Okay, so let's keep going down here. This nest by Fearless, they had issued, I believe, a nest that wasn't related, and that's why I've crossed it out. I probably should have provided reasons for everything, but I don't. I'm sorry, I have a busy life. This person had no eggs. I mean, if I had access to the Discord, I could still click on all of these and show you guys. Although this one was recorded, although all the babies died, it was still recorded because the babies were born. This is unknown. I believe King Miller nested with one of his titans that I wasn't aware was on a bloodline. Yeah, so here we keep going. Here's someone, I'm sad to see that this person has left, but that's okay. Also probably because of this controversy now. But yeah, we're going down. This was someone who post nests that were related to us. I sometimes have bloodline crossed overs. Here we have babies that died to infanticide. This is me just saying I've captured everything whilst I was on holiday. Here's a wild spawn boar nesting with a related. Here, father died, some first clutches, some more information. Here they said a kid died to a rule break. As you can see, we haven't broken any rules because they didn't actually discuss what rule break, but yeah. Me just reminding people again, please nest stuff. If I record stuff and I don't know where I am, you'll see I'll do things like this. Here's where King Miller joined our team as I call them a secretary to assist me to log the bloodline, because the bloodline became so big I couldn't keep up with logging. Me just reminding people again, me saying I've done capturing those, more nests, and yeah, some older nests. These ones you can see there's no tick on because I haven't captured them yet, and I won't be able to capture them because I'm not part of the server. And here's just me asking people to put links. So yeah, here's our full nesting log dump channel. You are welcome to go and view it if you want to. If you have access to the server, you're welcome to click on every single link and go and verify it. If you still want to come and check out our bloodline, it is ginormous. You can see it here. You can pretty much go to, I'm going to say most of the newer captured ones, because I only started doing this as of, I'll tell you now when that I make my big F up. I'll tell you now. Here we go. Let me check. Here is where I fucked up. I realized that location, one of my females, is in fact not even related to Blooming Bloods. That's a whole controversy on its own. I'm more than happy to explain it to you. But this was before I started recording the actual nesting links and bloodline links on our family echo. So anything after this, which is this date, there are now links and everything. But if it isn't before that, I'm sorry. You're going to have to go and look at every nesting link until you find it. But let's use my female Lucasi as an example for what we're doing here. So if you want to find out anything on our bloodline, click on the related dinosaur, so you want to do Lucasi. You can see all the males she's nested with, all her babies over here. Any related bloodlines, you'll see I've tried to put bloodline names in. You can go here and you can go to the biography section. And you won't have edit, you will have view because I'm in edit mode, but you'll be able to view, which you'll be able to see the person. For most people, you see I've started pasting over here their bloodline link. So Bjorn, for example, I think is a good example. There's who they are, like who they're played by, and then this link over here actually goes to their bloodline link. I'm not sure if I can view it. Let's see. No, okay, I can't view it apparently. I guess that's because I was banned. But if you want to view it, you're welcome to view it over there. Like I said, I only started doing this after I realized my big F up. And I've been trying to do it ever since. You'll see here's more. It's by this player, by that. Let's do that one. It's by... Okay, I didn't put the player name, but I put this. Let's do this one. Oh, sorry. It's by this player, by that link, so on and so forth. So if anyone ever wants to see anything here, it is fully open to the public. Our link is published. You are welcome to go and check out this really big bloodline. Have fun with it. Go and check out all our stuff if you can, or if you feel like it. Here's even her. There's our original founder who founded the bloodline, or our Discord and bloodline capturing, should I say. So yeah, that is up to you. If you want to go and investigate here, you will be able to see known incest on here as well. It just takes a bit of time because we are a lot of titans. I've been doing this since October last year, 2025, and yeah, it's been fun. So I don't know if that covers the full incest story here on the Blooming Buds. If it doesn't, let me know and I will try and cover it for you to the best of my ability. We can go into the additions F up at some point. Or maybe I shouldn't show that on the video because we'll get struck. So yeah. So going now on to our events that entailed apparently that are wrong and that we can't do. I was pulled into a ticket for this before. I don't know if I'm allowed to discuss that here about our additions, females and males. But let me show you it in any case. So let's go up here and check out our events. Here's our breeding event for the additions, for the males here at their boars. Let's go to it. Okay, so this is our additions. I introduced this event because I could see a lot of incest happening. I didn't know how to curb incest, even though I was telling people not to breed with each other. I didn't know any other way except for a fun event. So the event was simple. You have to have a wild spawn male, which means it's technically not related to anyone. You're going to make a bloodline. The bloodline is still going to be considered to be blooming buds. This is just because I want them to be seen as if, think of in a nature reserve where you introduce new animals into a population to help with to prevent incest, to prevent the bloodline being diluted. So we're going to pretend these males are those, and they are called additions males, blooming bud additions. And that's where you add them. So Archie was a blooming bud addition. I can show you, he was also our first iron boar. Here he is. And you can see I wrote here Archie, blooming buds additions, and you can see here he's from the additions event. So they're also recorded as additions on our bloodline if you're wondering who they are. And they were here to bring diversity into our bloodline. So players were able to sign up for this. You had to sign up your male. I wanted him to please have the blooming bud's name, as we're going to consider them as like officially related, even although they are not related. Long story short, if you would like me to explain that in further detail, I can. This did cause a bit of issues with apparently like grouping. And I said, well, there still is no issues because once you've nested with one of my females, you are considered then nested officially, which means your offspring can group with you. Like I said, this was handled in a ticket. I don't know how much of that ticket I'm allowed to discuss, but the findings were that no issues were related to the bloodline, but I have been asked not to do it anymore. So after our second Blooming Buds Additions event, which was with the females and the ticket was created, I haven't hosted any more additions like events, which means I'm going to have to come up with a different creative idea on how to introduce new blood into our bloodline that is slowly becoming more and more incestual, if that's a word. But yeah, so No negative findings were found there, no consequences were issued. I have just been asked not to do it anymore, which is what I'm doing. I haven't done one since. So this was our first editions event. You can see all the people who signed up for it. Okay. They were then able to nest with these creatures, and here was the results. Here were the males that were added. Here's the results. They are considered breeding males. Please nest with them because we need to stop incest. They also won little prizes for attending. I try to give prizes to all my events, whether it be little nesting things. Please note that these are fully funded by myself or generous donations by people in the community. I literally do not use any of my wisps on me ever. So, yeah. Cool. Let's look at the second editions one, which was the females. Here it is, edition Sow. I was the only entry to this, so no prizes were won. Same concept as the male, must be a wild spawn to introduce new blood. So yeah, I had my female signed up. Here she is, cabin crew. And this was the one that I was drawn into a ticket about, and I've agreed to no longer do editions. So this was my genuine attempt to curb incest within our bloodline. Did it work? I don't know. I don't know how successful it was. I must say, looking at our family echo bloodline, yes, it was a success. I haven't seen pretty much any incest amongst those babies. But was it a success in order to introduce new blood? No. No, it was not. Excuse me. Will I try in future to try and prevent incest? Yes, I'll continue to try and prevent it. But in the end, I'm also not here 24/7, and I do believe that I cannot be held accountable for other players committing incest, because I am desperately trying to stop the incest to the best of my ability. I cannot shout louder. I cannot ask people more times to stop doing it. If you don't believe me, we can go to our general chat now, which has been filled a little bit by a lot of people chatting today. But yeah, we can go up and we can look at people trying not to commit incest here. I'll find you the messages now. I mean, yeah, you can look here about me. I guess this person obviously knows about the additions. And yeah, you can see that there's really me not trying any ill intent here with the incest thing. And yeah, you can see I'm trying my best, guys. I don't know how to prevent incest better than what I'm doing. Yes, I am banned. I'm not replying to it because I'm not allowed to. But yeah, I was banned, unfortunately. But yeah, you can see some of the chat here. Pause, take screenshots, do whatever you want to do. I'm completely transparent about my Discord. Okay. Yes, this has completely destroyed my Discord, by the way. We had over 100 members at a point. We even did a 100-member celebration. But yeah, we're back down to quite a few. Okay, anyways, if you don't believe me about the 100-member celebration, there it is. Go have fun, read that. Okay, so I really hope that covered all the incest. I hope that was clear about that. I really have been trying to prevent it here. I have tried my best to stop people. I have told people, please don't commit incest. Please stop committing incest. But yeah, I don't know how else to prevent it. I don't know what to do, guys. Please help me. We over 1,200 people. Well, not people, known titans on here. I don't know how to prevent incest other than myself not breeding with a direct relative. And I feel it's highly unfair that I'm being banned for something that, one, I have never committed, and two, that I cannot be held responsible for. I can't be held responsible for other people's actions. I only get to play 2 hours a day on Mondays and maybe Thursdays, if I'm lucky. And today's a weekend, which I happen to be home. Yeah, otherwise I'm not too sure how I can be held responsible for other people committing incest in a bloodline, which I've been trying not to commit incest in. So, I really hope that addresses the incest claim. Let's go to the next part of this how do I say, recording recording? Yeah, okay. Where's the ticket? Here's the ticket, okay. Let's go now to metagaming. Cool. So one of the biggest reasons why I think I've been banned is for this metagaming of our Iron Boar events. So we hosted a really cute little event called Iron Boar, which was to decide who is technically the strongest boar amongst our bloodline, and then I would use this boar in subsequential events thereafter as like a breeding boar, and you would earn extra wisps for breeding with him. So we hosted the first one, I believe, I don't know, back in March. Let me tell you when we hosted our first one. Here we go. There's our first Iron Boar over here. We can scroll up a little bit to the actual post. Over here, it was hosted April 4/27, yeah. So the Iron Boar was like a combat-based event. I know PvP isn't really like wanted here in the server, but it is combat-based because it's to see who's the strongest boar. Only boars who were related to our bloodline with related links were allowed to enter. At the time, I did allow additions to enter, but for the subsequential Iron Boar, I said no additions are allowed because the additions were a bit of a F-up. So we've stopped additions as well. But yeah, so here's the Iron Boar. You've got to hold your territory for 30 minutes. It'll be only in the Riparia server since we don't seem to really be playing on Gondwa anymore. A territory hint will be given out to avoid metagaming. Please, can someone say this louder? Avoid metagaming. I did say I'll try to be a very vague hint. Maybe I'm not very good at very vague. And yeah, you'll be attending. There is a risk of your boar being killed, so you've got to forfeit your challenge at any point if you want to, and normal Dynasty rules apply. So I don't know if it's obvious enough, but here it is written pretty obviously that I have attempted to make it as fair as possible for people. People must all continue to follow like rules and stuff. Yeah, so then we discussed how to vote for when we would like have this event, because obviously more than one person has to be online. Then Dynasty had a shutdown, believe it or not, so we couldn't do it. So yeah, we had to vote again. It became a bit of a problem. We had one person sign up. We had a second boar sign up by the same person, and that's okay, you're allowed to. It's 2 different boars, but that ended up only arriving with the one. I signed up with my mail because someone has to be there to start the event, right? And I will always be the sacrificial one. And yeah, here's me asking people like, please don't forget to sign up. We're going to be in server 4, which at the time was the lowest pop server. And here's my hint for the first Iron Boar: a place where a huge tree overlooks a small pond. So I don't know if that was too obvious to where it was. I'm not gonna try and say maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. In my opinion, it wasn't so bad. A big tree that's overlooking a small pond. I think that's pretty vague. There's lots of trees looking over several ponds. I do not see how that could be metagaming, but if it is, I don't understand why the staff didn't bring it back up on, let's say, around May. I don't know. This has been very publicly posted. It was posted in our Blooming Buds dedicated group on the actual Dynasty server. This was very well known about this rule and this event. I don't understand why, if this was an issue, why was I not pulled into a ticket 4 or 5 months ago? Because if that was the case, I would never have hosted this event again. As one of my fellow members stated, why on earth would I host an event in my own dedicated Discord that would cause my Discord to get in trouble, be banned, or negatively impact my own bloodline? But in any case, it was hosted. Here it was. We had fun. I have some really cool screenshots from this one, from my replay. And Archie was crowned as the Iron Boar. You can see when we actually had the event, it was 6:05 p.m. and by the time I posted the screenshot, it was 7:25 p.m. So that is like a really long time before the event was actually hosted. I believe we actually started at 6:30. Yeah, there we go. 6:30 p.m. is when we started. So I don't see how it's metagaming for me to have posted the screenshot thereafter, because it was well over the, the 15-30 minute rule at the time of, posting images or talking about events in game. So that couldn't have been metagaming, right? Cool. Let's go back to the ticket, which is over here, where I tried to define this. Metagaming is defined and also includes, but not limited to, Discord information. Okay, this was Discord information, but surely a mate search, a reserve egg, or nesting chat is also Discord information. So anyways, gathered by playing another character. I did not play another character, neither did the person involved, so that can't be it. Information found in a chat. Okay, cool. Here's information found in the chat. Maybe that is metagaming, but then surely someone posting a looking for mate search, or talking in the nesting chats, or talking in the looking for chats about, hey, I'm looking for a female titan to nest with. Surely that's information gathered, so I don't understand how this is any different. It doesn't negatively impact anyone. Stream sniping. I didn't stream this event. I didn't record it except for replay. We were not in a channel talking to each other, so I'm not too sure how that could have been stream sniping. Used to locate or hunt other players. Okay, yeah, we used it to locate someone. Okay, fair enough. I will be held responsible for that. However, is not me messaging someone privately saying, hey, I'm so glad you replied to my nesting post. I would love to mate with you. Let's meet at, I don't know, Coastland Swamp. Is that not considered metagaming? And if it is, should not everyone be consequenced for that? Again, I don't understand how this negatively impacted anyone, as we did not interact with anyone else except for each other. So, yeah. I believe I also have a lantern witness for this one, if anyone's asking. We did not hunt each other. We challenged each other. We did not kill each other. Forfeited and walked away. Both of our boards were still alive after this account. Switching to revenge kill. I couldn't switch to revenge kill because no one killed me, and I didn't switch after that. I logged off. I don't know what the Iron Board did, but yeah. So this was like a fun role-playing event. We had a lot of fun with it. It was cool. At the time, there was no issue. Like I said, it was public knowledge. I've never had an issue with it. That was many months ago, over 4 months ago. And if it was an issue, I don't know why it was brought up. But here's the one that I think is the issue and that has been brought up and repeated on, and that is our current Eye of War. So let's go to that. Where we go? Here we go. Iron Boar number 2. So this was our second event of Iron Boar. Like I said, I hosted the first one. There was no issue. You can see 7/12 is when I posted it over there. Cool. So it was the 12th of the 7th, which was last month. Again, it's been a whole month. I've had no issue. No one's complained. There's been no complaints about it. But let's look at it. Again, exactly the same as the previous Iron Boar. Must be a male. This time it has to be a Blooming Bird's bloodline. Couldn't be an addition because we had a rule now against using additions. You have to capture the designated territory for 30 minutes. Here you go. Will be chosen at random or a day at a time. Players will be logged onto their boards. We'll do it again. We'll head to events. You've got to keep the territory for 30 minutes and you win the grand prize. Cool. So here's our poll to vote on which day we're going to try and do it. Here we go. There was our previous Iron Boar photo. Here's the poll. That was the answer. Cool. This was the day that we're going to host it. It was 13 days ago. People had to link their bloodlines again. Here's me again with my male shipwreck to start off the event. Again, I'm always a sacrificial person. I'll always start off events. I'll always sacrifice myself for events. Obviously, I didn't die, but yeah. Here's all our participants who participated. And here is our territory hint. So, there be dead fish that can be collected, little to no trees, and lots of mud. Okay, maybe this hint was excessively, obvious of where it was. But again, I have never stated where it was. I have never said where it was. This was a hint. And I don't see how this is any different from someone messaging me and saying, hey, I really want to meet up and breed with your male shipwreck. Can we meet at Coastland Swamp? That's the exact same version of metagaming, and I don't see how other people are not being consequenced with it. Again, no one else is affected. Can everyone in my Discord see this? Yes. Is it transparency? Yes. But only the following people have signed up, and only the following people will be allowed to participate. Once again, we have followed all Dynasty rules. You don't believe me? Well, here it is. Here it is, me saying, please follow Dynasty rules. I don't know how else to be obvious about it. Again, why was this not brought up when it was posted? How many days ago was it again? 13 days. Why was we not brought into tickets? Why has it taken 13 days for someone to report us? I don't know. I would have liked to know. If it was, once again, if it was against the rules, why wasn't the first Iron Bore addressed with us that it's against the rules? I still don't see this as metagaming, but let's take a look. Cool, so that was our post. You can see I said server 2, which was the quieter server at the time. Here's the date and time. Cool, cool. I would like you to note that there's almost a 2-hour difference between this time and the time that I posted the results. Here is our results. It was this boar that was chosen. Yes, I did post a photo. Yes, it is obvious where it is, especially in this photo, but it was like 2 hours later, so I don't understand how that could be considered metagaming, as we did definitely wait the full like time period. I lied, it was an hour later. Here's our actual timestamp. Thank goodness for doing timestamps. Anyways, during this challenge, we did actually all sit in a VC. We have a VC over here called events, where you can sit and chat with each other. I don't see how this is metagaming once again, because anyone can sit in a VC with anyone that they want to on the actual main Dynasty server. They can chat with each other, they can stream, things like that. If it's against gaming rules and that's considered metagaming, then I believe everyone should be consequenced. We were only the people who participated. You're welcome to ask those who participated. If you want, I don't know, evidence or whatever. I did not record this. I only have an in-game replay recording of it. So there was no stream sniping. One of the players did stream their gameplay on Discord. Again, I don't see how that is not allowed. I've seen other people do it in the Dynasty servers without any consequences or being told not to. It was only us that were participating. And again, once the event was over, we all dispersed. Unfortunately, Archie, our previous Iron Bore, was defeated here and did pass away. But again, all rules were followed. There was no issues. No one was upset about it. It's part of the event. And yeah, we all had a lot of fun with our Iron Bore event. So we can go back to the ticket and the metagaming. Metagaming is not allowed. Metagaming includes but not limited to using Discord information. Did we use? Yes, of course we did. It's obvious. I just showed it all to you. Was it an issue? No, because anyone can type anywhere that, oh, I fought this Rex at Coastland Swamp. Okay, so I don't understand how that's metagaming. Information gathered by playing another character. No, we all played our TTs. We did not switch at any point, so I'm not sure how we could have done that one. Information found in chat. Was the information found in chat? Yes, but I don't see how this is any different from someone making a looking for mate post, talking in the general chats about events that happened, messaging me privately to tell me they'd like to mate with me and we're going to meet at Coastland Swamp. I do not see any issue with that. Stream sniping, I didn't stream this. It wasn't available publicly to anyone. Was it available in our Discord? Yes, it was via a Discord stream. Would I consider stream sniping? No, because no one got killed, no one came to kill us, no one tried to kill us, no one was being rude, so I don't count it as stream sniping. To locate and hunt another player. Did we do this to locate and hunt another player? No, we did not hunt each other, we challenged each other. No one was hunted or destroyed or hunted or killed or eaten because of hunting. No, this was purely challenges, all rules were followed. We even did the really cool 10-second displays. I have pretty cool recordings of that on the replay footage. So I don't see an issue there, but I don't know if that was an issue. I don't know why it was never pointed out. And this includes switching to revenge, kill your own killer. Did anyone switch and go and kill each other's titans? No. No one died from someone switching to another titan or switching to a Rex or whatever and coming to eat them. So again, I do not see how the Iron Bore went against any of Dynasty Realism's metagaming rules. If it did, I would have loved to been told 4 months ago when we hosted the first one. And just like with the Blooming Buds Editions event, I will just never host it again. So overall, I feel this entire ticket that was, delivered to me without my ability to even give reason, without my ability to submit evidence, without me to invite them, the moderator team, to our Discord to take a look-see of what's going on. I don't know how one must defend themselves other than, I don't know, maybe doing what I'm doing and trying to submit an appeal. Will I get an appeal? I don't know, because the appeal process says that if you are denied, they don't even let you know. So that's really unfortunate. I don't think that's very fair, but whatever. It says that a head admin's going to handle this. I really hope so. I think I've had a pretty good chat with a couple of the head admins. There's a few of them that are excellent at communicating. And yeah, I'm not too sure if I'll be allowed back into the community. It's going to be a severe loss, in my opinion, for Dynasty, because you're losing a massive bloodline that's taken almost a year to accumulate. We're almost in October. In October will be a year since I've been recording it. You'll be losing super active players. You'll be losing people who were truly passionate about Titan in the Discord, who, by the way, are still petitioning for the rewrite of the profile to be looked at. You're going to miss a pretty large portion of your community to ban everyone because of perhaps decisions I made as a leader of the Blooming Buds community. And I feel that is severe, unwarranted, and not fair on anyone. If you are going to punish my community for things that I initiated, I would rather prefer that you outright ban me and punish me and just tell everyone, like, hey, that's not allowed. But to go after my community members and to punish the people who I've been playing with for a couple of months just because of a few things that was not addressed, was not allowed time for comment, was not allowed time for evidence, is just completely unfair. And this is unfortunately not the first time that I believe Dynasty has done this to players. I'm not going to name anyone. I'm not going to name the YouTube videos that are out there. But yeah, it's somewhat unfair in my opinion. I don't think it should be allowed to be handled this way. I don't know how to say that nicely. I don't think it should be condoned. I believe the word is condoned to be handled this way. I think this needs to be taken another look at. I think an objective opinion needs to be given as well. I think someone who is not involved needs to take a look at it, because unfortunately there is a little bit of issues at the moment in the community surrounding our bloodline. There's a bit of hate and a bit of, I don't know, anger towards our bloodline. And that's okay. People can have their own opinions on things. Have any of us ever had an issue with it? No. Do we make tickets about other people? No. Do we just continue playing? Yes. And I feel it needs to be addressed. I feel I was unjustly banned for incest. I was unjustly banned for unknowingly, apparently committing an offence that I do not believe I committed. I did not commit incest. I did not commit metagaming. I have just tried to support the community, have fun, and play on Titan, which is my main. I only play Titan, actually. I don't play any other Dino. And it is severely upsetting that this has happened without just cause. So yeah, this is my appeal here. I'm going to be submitting it now. There you can see me submitting it. Off it goes. And let's see how it goes. Oh, I didn't take screenshots. Okay, well, luckily I have a super long video on it here. Yeah, I hope that things go well. I hope that we will have time to discuss things. I will hope that there will be discussion involved here and that we can resolve this. So yeah, off to the Dynasty team, off to my players. Have fun. I hope that this won't ruin us completely, and I hope that we can all continue to play Titan together. Have a great day, everyone.